let's pour the whole concoction in. Just like when we were kids, ramen noodles. Now we'll just let that sit and cool down a little bit, but look at, I think we cooked some good ramen noodles. Look at that. We'll let it cool down because it's awful hot and I don't feel like burning my mouth. Guys, welcome back to the channel, Lower Michigan Adventures. And today's video is brought to you by JOULLE Stoke Voltaics. And what we're planning on doing today is we're going to do a little test again, field test again, of this electric camp kettle. This is a personal electric camp kettle, and we're going to do a test. And today it's a rainy day outside, so I'm going to try to set these window blinds up in a hurry. So I'm trying to make quick, easy work of this. It's raining cats and dogs, and I don't want to be out in this rain any longer than I have to be. Now, these are my new improved window shades that I've worked on and put some cardboard and taped them up, and they seal up really good. Here's another look right here. Sealed up really good. As you can see, we're all set up. It's a bit challenging today as the weather is pretty rainy weather. Got this car at a neat little location, and we're gonna get inside and get ready to cook with the JOULLE Stoke Voltaics Camp Kettle. And what's on today's menu is gonna be some basic ramens. So anytime you're shooting a video in the bad weather can be somewhat challenging for sure. As you can see, when I was getting in here, my sleeping mat got all wet from the rain coming down the window right here when I opened it up. So it can be challenging at times for certain. It's a rainy day to do a little bit of filming, and I wanted to get out and do some more testing. I got this here beautiful camp kettle by JOULLE Stoke Voltaics, and I would like to make some old-fashioned ramen noodles. This is old-fashioned chicken-flavored ramen noodles, and I think it should be good. And what's going to power this bad boy is the Ecoflow Delta 2. So we're going to get this plugged in and get it fired up here in a minute. So first thing first, let's plug this bad boy in. Move our fork over here. Perfect, perfect, perfect. Let's organize this. I like that it's got more clearance and that we don't have to use a flame inside of the car anymore. This could be a game changer. We may not have to go back to fuel canisters and cooking that way inside the car, which could be a game changer for sure. And I think I have to turn it on the front first, Jimmy. So let's fire this bad boy up. I got that. Now I got to turn this back around. Hit that button. Now we got power on. So we're at 100% charge, and we're getting ready to fire this puppy up and do it in eat mode. So you got to make sure that when you use this little slider button that it actually clicks and spot. Otherwise, you might think you have a problem. There we go. As you can hear, it's raining pretty good. We're pulling about 483 watts on the draw. It's about 52 degrees inside the car camper and 86% humidity, which means rain, rain, rain. And I'm temporarily sitting it down here on the floor real quick. And this water is cold water from my car that's been sitting all night. We're gonna fill it up pretty close to the max fill line. So just below the max fill line of 16 ounces. We're gonna move this up here. There. Perfect, perfect, perfect. Now, we're just gonna give it some time to get boiling. And my plan is to break up the ramen noodles, and we're actually gonna boil the noodles a little bit, mix them up for 3 minutes, and the seasoning, we're actually gonna put the seasoning in the noodles in here so that we don't get all that frothing. But this thing, I believe, is gonna be heating up and nothing flat. So I'm actually gonna set the lid back on it temporarily to help heat it up quicker. I cannot believe this thing is already simmering. It ain't gonna be long. So let's crush up these ramens. I think we got it crushed up enough. One thing I'd like to point out is in this eat mode, it seems like the power wattage jumps all over the place. Look at that draw change. And we're about 4% down so far. So hopefully this should be getting ready for the ramen noodles here and maybe 5 minutes, 4 minutes, something like that. Guessing. We'll see. So as you can see, looks like we're getting some action. I think what we're gonna do is open this package up and take this little packet out because I'm gonna put it in this bowl. I'm gonna pour all the ingredients into that bowl, but I'm gonna give it its 3 minutes. On the directions it says 3 minutes for the ramens. So we're gonna mix it up a little bit, the ramens. I'm gonna put the lid back over it. And I'm gonna look at the time. It's 8:43 a.m. and we're gonna give it a 3 minutes and get back with you. We're gonna also take a peek real quick at the power consumption where we're at. So a quick peek at the power consumption on this Ecoflow Delta 2, and we're down 6%. We're not all the way cooked, so I'm gonna say it's probably gonna be close to 9% by the time it's done. One thing to keep in mind in this eat mode is that it won't automatically shut off. So you should be monitoring this in the eat mode because it'll literally keep cooking in the cook kettle until there's nothing left as far as water in the cook kettle. So on eat mode, you definitely want to keep track of it. And this says in the directions for ramen noodles about 3 minutes once you get to up to a temperature of a rolling boil, which we are pretty darn close. And so cover it back up, and as you can see, we got a nice little boil. You know, probably only got another minute or so. So I actually had to pull the lid off because it is getting a little frothy and we don't want it to boil over. But I think my noodles are just about done. So what I think we're gonna do is we're gonna look and see how much power it used, and we're gonna shut it off. We'll shut it off. And it looks to me like it used roughly about 8% of the Ecoflow Delta 2's battery in order to cook these ramen noodles. So we're gonna pour it to the bowl here and right directly and put in our seasoning. First thing first, let's unplug this. And as you can see, this right here is lukewarm. It's warm, but not hot. So that's a good thing. I'm gonna shut the Ecoflow off. So it's off. And yeah, look at that. Not bad. So I really, really like this insulated cover over the stainless steel cup. Gotta have your seasoning. Now, let's pour the whole concoction in. Just like when we were kids, ramen noodles. Now we'll just let that sit and cool down a little bit, but look at, I think we cooked some good ramen noodles. Look at that. We'll let it cool down because it's awful hot and I don't feel like burning my mouth. Cooking inside the SUV car camper. And the other question is, are these difficult to clean? Now, we didn't put the seasoning in there, but there is some residue in there. So let's attempt to clean it out real quick and see how good it cleans up. Gonna put a little bit of water in there. Now, when I actually get this home, I'll probably use a little bit of soap and water. But to clean it up right out here is kind of a good idea, so it's not so bad. But I don't think it's too awful bad. Looks pretty good. So we got, this is all trash. I put all our trash down over here to take out later. We're gonna take one more of these, wipe this down really good. And so when you actually take this in the house to clean this, you can't submerge these because, you know, this is electrical. So you kind of want to wipe it out inside. And it's got that nice little rubber plug to plug over it. And I hear that these actually come off. So I'm going to attempt to take this off now that it's cooled down a little bit. They are a little tricky to get off. But there we go. So yeah, that's kind of neat. This is not going down all the way. I wonder if I pulled it out too far. Oh, there we go. This right here, this whole area right here is all circuitry, so it looks like you have a lot more space for cooking, but you really don't. For most camp meals, this is adequate amount of water. Most camp meals take like 2 cups, so this is perfect for all your freeze-dried meals. And so this little unit is probably most fitting for van life, car camping, SUV car camping, and RV life. Or, you know, like if you just wanted your own personal heating setup for cooking in your office or something, this might be pretty nice too. Just plug it into the wall and go with it. But I think this is really for your campers. And power consumption, this pulls about 500 watts, so you're definitely going to need something good size to run it. So yeah, I haven't seen too many videos where people have actually pulled this off. I wonder how easy it is to get back on. What did I do? Oh, it goes back on pretty easy. Grab it right there, pull it down. Oop, don't go too far. So it actually slides on and off pretty easy. I like it. Now, to clean up the lid, wipe that stuff down. We're actually going to have to take this lid in and wash it, and probably do a little soap and water on that too. But this is just a basic quick cleaning for inside the car. The little car camper. So what do you think? It cleaned up pretty good. Not bad. So just back up here. I could probably make some coffee in that if I wanted to. I might make some coffee in that next. Well, let's test these ramen noodles out and see what we think. Oh my God, they are so delicious. Man, I think this new JOULLE Stoke Voltaics Camp Kettle could be the future of car camping, SUV camping, RV life. The only thing you need for something like this is a solar generator to run it. This requires about 500 watts, which isn't terrible bad. There's so many applications for this. It could be really handy for an office even, or just car camping. I think it's a game changer for car campers, SUV campers, and your minivan campers and RV life. I think it's kind of geared towards those type people. Simple to use, cleans up pretty good. Makes the classic ramen noodles. Reminds me of my childhood. We ate a lot of ramen noodles. Where's my baby? Bella, come here. Come here. He wants to see you. Come here. Come here. Come here. So little Bella come here, is all dressed up for the holiday seasons. As you can tell by the time of this video, we're getting closer and closer to Christmas. And we got Belle's wearing a nice little Christmas sweater. And she's been really good. She's actually been hanging out up there in her little bed while Dad was cooking. And I feel so much safer using this little electric kettle over these old-fashioned gas canisters. I don't have to worry about propping the door open to let the fumes out, and that's a big plus for me. I think that this here JOULLE Stoke Voltaics Camp Kettle could be a complete game changer for when I go out camping off-grid in my vehicle as we continue to modify and upgrade this no-bill SUV camper conversion. And it's still pouring rain out right now. It's 87% humidity. It's 57 degrees inside the car and like 40 degrees outside. So it warmed up from our backlight, our little camp kettle, and our body temperature. Lou, you is Daddy's baby. You is such a good girl. You was right up there in your bed, wasn't you? She wants to go for a walk, but it's kind of rainy, so I'm not sure. I might take her down to get a little drink, but I don't want to trash the vehicle too much. It's muddy out there, too. Lou. I was thinking about possibly making a little bit of coffee here in a little bit, but I'm not sure. We may, and then take a stroll outside. I'm not sure at this point. So, first thing first, I think we're going to make some coffee. Plug this puppy back in. We had to move our backlight around. Plug it back in. Take it to drink mode. Hit on. Check our power. We're pulling 485 at 92% battery. Bella went back up to the front seat. I don't need a really big cup, so we're not going to fill it up too much. Well, it actually sounds like we got a little bit of a boil, and really I don't want it to boil. I'm just going to be drinking some coffee, so we're going to shut this off. And turn it just a little bit. Unplug it. Take the lid off. Stir it up. Let it sit there for a second. And we should probably move this power cord out of the way for safety. And we'll take a quick look and see how much power it actually used. 88%. Coffee's good. Should probably shut this puppy off. Hold this button down. Shut off. I'm going to unplug it back here. Should officially unplugged. Move this down. Move this back out of the way. Set her back down. Scoot this back up this way. So when I'm actually driving or leaving or what have you not, I don't keep this power station on the stand because I don't want it flopping over and getting ruined. And my Jackery, my 240 is right back here. It's actually running that backlight right there. 57 degrees inside the car camper that is. It's 87% humidity still. I'm going to show you my windows here in the front seat here directly. Everything's fogged up because we've been here for hours. Just chilling out, relaxing, having ramen noodles, drinking some coffee, enjoying listening to the rain. Just kind of being by ourselves. It's not that bad. It's not that bad. I don't know about going outside and walking around in the rain. I don't think me and Bella are actually going to do that. But I will show you what our windows look like after being here for hours. They're all steamed up. So, I'll give you a quick peek of that. Lou, are you sleeping? My God, baby, you tired. And my seats are a little trash because Bella gets in here and they get really, really dirty. Yeah. My famous saying, cheers everyone, from all your friends at Lower Michigan Adventures. Guys, if you made it this far and you're new to the channel, please consider subscribing. I'm getting very close to my first tier of monetization. I'm about 150 hours away. So if you have made it this far and you enjoy what you see, please go back and watch some of my other crazy adventures. It would greatly be appreciated. And make sure to drop a comment because that tells the algorithm that we're actually producing okay videos or not bad videos. And it may actually help our channel grow faster. Till next time, my friends, cut.